everyone, my name is Ornella Hernandez, and today I'm at the FiNext Conference covering for Web3 TV. By my side, we have Danny, the Managing Director of MEA of Total Processing. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, very good. Happy to be here.
Glad to meet you. I wanted to learn a little bit more about what you were doing today at the conference, and maybe if you could tell some insights about what you spoke about on stage.
Yeah, I think for us it's about ensuring that we can kind of bring that exposure in terms of what Total Processing are looking to do across Middle East and Africa. I think it's always good for us to attend shows like this, bringing in different like-minded people from within the fintech space, but also different elements of that fintech space. For us, we sit on that merchant side and that payment processing side of things, but it's always really good for us to understand exactly what's going on in that whole fintech space, because ultimately we're supporting merchants that need to understand what is going on in this space and ensuring that their consumers are able to make payments in the most secure and efficient way.
So what are some of those challenges that you identified in the fintech space right now?
So I think different markets have different challenges. So we're a business that was founded in the UK, which is at a different point in its journey in terms of digitalisation, and it's really interesting from a regulatory point of view that they're a little bit more advanced in terms of regulating businesses like Total Processing, whereas when we come to the UAE, for example, they're very new regulations. Previously, if you wanted to work in this region, you had to work directly with an acquirer. We continue to do that, and we will always continue to do that, but there's a new regulatory process in place with what Central Bank have released that allow businesses like us to have a little bit more ownership in terms of the offerings that we can offer. But it's about that mindset and understanding that we're here as an enabler. We're here to support merchants in that digital transformation, and it's just at a different journey. So they're challenges, but they're challenges that we're overcoming in a very collaborative way with our partners, and our partners are the acquiring banks. And as long as we keep growing that in and understanding the position they're in and understanding what we can do to help enable merchants, it's a win-win situation.
Okay, I see. And so UK and UAE, those are, I think, the top crypto hubs right now. Yeah. A lot of startups are moving both here and there. Yeah. How would you compare the landscapes, the crypto communities, or the tech communities?
Yeah, well, I think just looking at crypto in general, right? So I have good relationships with senior members at a lot of those major crypto players that have entered the UAE, and I think if you look at what the UAE did, they very publicly opened up for crypto, right? And you know, fair play to them, and I think it's a positive thing, because again, it's just an alternative solution. It's an alternative product. It's innovative in its way. But what was really impressive about what the UAE did is they opened that up. We saw some of the biggest players come to this part of the world, and then they spun up VARA, which is a regulatory body. It's really impressive what they've done with that, and I think I'm only hearing really good things about it from the people that have gone through that process, and I think that's a testament to the UAE, that they can look forward, they can bring and attract some of the biggest businesses in that space, and then they can put a regulatory framework around that, using those businesses to kind of pave the way a little bit for them, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, definitely. They seem very supportive of startup founders, entrepreneurs who want to do business here. Yeah,
100%. I also think looking at that, and for us, where the synergies lie with us is that, you know, crypto as a form of payment, right? So the UAE population, I think over 60% of the UAE population have expressed an interest in paying via crypto. So then what do we need to do as a business at the forefront of that is understand that we can provide a solution to our merchants that allow that payment to take place. And you know, if you've got a product that you know, is appealing to a demographic that you know is in that crypto space, you want to be able to ensure that individual can make that payment through their preferred method, which might be crypto. And I think that's starting to evolve a lot now, and I think the important side to that is ensuring that you bring crypto alongside, or crypto payments as such, alongside the traditional forms of Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay, and so on and so forth, and don't leave them in isolation, because it becomes very difficult for that adoption to take place.
Totally, I agree. I think it needs to be more easy for, like, maybe us to pay for groceries or something via Apple Pay with crypto, for example.
Yeah, and it's coming, and I think, you know, a lot of the stuff that and conversations that we've had, it's coming. It's not something we're building out internally, but that's what's a good point for Total Processing, is we're not a business that looks to do everything ourselves, right? Partnerships are such a huge part of what we do, and we know that, you know, if you look at payment methods for businesses, you know, you see the successes of buy now, pay later that have come into play. You know, we don't go and build out our own buy now, pay. We collaborate with the providers that are offering that solution. We bring it in, integrate it onto our gateway and offer it as a checkout solution to our merchants. And we'll do the same with crypto.
Okay, sounds good. And then just a little more generally here, what are the most important trends that you're seeing right now in the fintech space that maybe you're prioritizing?
For us, there's a need to ensure that we can kind of bridge the gap. And it's funny, the panel that I was on was about kind of bridging the divide as such. But I think it's ensuring that we can sit down with merchants and for us, it's about getting them to actually fully transition into digitalizing how they do things, rather than offering them a take it or leave it solution. So there's a huge people element still to what we're doing. But in terms of trends, I think we'll soon start to see account-to-account payments, which sit outside of the normal rails of Visa and MasterCard.
What does that refer to exactly?
So it's a checkout payment that allows, in a seamless way, an individual or consumer to make a transaction directly from their bank account to the merchant's bank account. So it sits outside of the rails of Visa and MasterCard.
Right. So without intermediaries.
Correct, yeah, and I think you only need to look at the likes of UPI in India that's seen a huge adoption of that over late, and Europe is really starting to adopt open banking as a form of payment. I think that's going to start coming to this part of the world, and it's about staying at the forefront of that, because there's benefits to it. We have to understand the risks of it, we have to understand that there's boundaries to it that we need to ensure our merchants are aware of, but that'll get regulated. These things come into play, and as long as it's secure and safe and it adds benefit and value to merchants, then we'll look to do it.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
No problem, thank you very much.